Hey, how's everybody doing today? Thank y'all for coming. Come on in, come on in. We have a great show for you all tonight. This is Auntie of the Assignment Podcast, and I have an amazing co-host, Coretta,
Hey.
our founder of Bridges to Empowerment. So we wanted to come to you all and talk about some things tonight. Let's go over a little bit of do's and don'ts. You are able to comment in the chat and ask us questions. This live will also be posted on each of our YouTubes. My YouTube is the assignment. Bless you, girl. My YouTube is The Assignment Podcast. That's with two E's, THEE, Assignment Podcast, all together. And what's your YouTube, girl? Coretta, what's your YouTube?
My YouTube is Bridges to Empowerment.
Is that the number two
Bridges,
or
the
TO?
number two. It's actually Bridges, the number two.
Okay.
Um,
So make sure
no,
y'all
it's not. No, it's not.
hold on.
It's Bridges
Yeah.
TO Empowerment, and then it's 5828.
Okay.
So Bridges
Oh,
to Empowerment 5828. But girl, if y'all put Bridges to Empowerment in there, it's gonna pop up with my blue and white my green and yellow logo.
okay. And we'll also make sure that we post on our other social media so y'all can know we did go up tonight and talk about some things that one of the biggest races in Texas right now. So again, thank y'all for being here. You can comment in the chat. Share our live, please, so people can know that we have some amazing people in Dallas and Fort Bend with my girl Coretta. Um,
Missouri City.
Missouri City, or is it Fort Bend? I don't know what it is. I just
No.
support
If
her.
we in Missouri City, we in Fort Bend.
One other. Okay, it's both. They both the same. All right. I'm learning stuff about Houston as well. So you got Houston and you got Dallas on, and we're just gonna kind of go over um, the Texas Senate race, how we got into politics locally, and also like what's going on. Like, let's talk about the work that's being done on the ground. I know we haven't come to you all about anything political because it's just been a lot of stuff happening with the Carmelo Anthony case in Dallas, and then we have a lot of stuff going on with the attack of the 14th Amendment, voting rights, and I mean, whew,
Oh my God. Like it's so much.
right.
It's just so much happening right now. And this is why I don't understand I don't understand the pushback on supporting candidates that oppose the 14th. I mean, oppose like abolishing or making amendments to the 14th Amendment. I honestly don't think a lot of people truly understand what the 14th Amendment is, right? I don't think I don't think this is being taken serious because they don't know what the 14th Amendment is.
And let me tell you something. If you don't know what the 14th Amendment is, you are very, 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 very um I would say you are undermining yourself. You're undermining the experience that a lot of black and brown people have to fight against in this country. So we just
And
gonna
it's not even just black and brown people. The 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified on July 9th,
correct.
1868, which established that all persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens, guaranteeing them equal protection, and due process of law.
And
Right?
so the Supreme Court the SCOTUS,
Right.
Supreme Court of the United States, they recently came down with what? Their rulings on July, was it,
Uh,
or 3rd? They came down with their rulings on birthright citizenship. Let me see. Let me see what day.
they strikes down Trump order ending birthright. So he was trying to end birthright citizenship. And I don't know why he was trying to end birthright citizenship because that would have taken away his citizenship. Basically, he wanted to be like if your parents wasn't a citizen of the United States
Right.
when you was born, then you had no right to birthright citizenship. But
And
his
that,
own parent, his
right,
own mom.
right. And that's tied up in, like, for me, I feel like the one of the snaky things that our leader in thief, I don't know, chief, whatever it's supposed to be called, um, does is that he's okay with he's okay with using these semantic nuances, right? And I feel like specifically with the 14th Amendment, there was like a lot of claims of allegiance, right? And these claims of allegiance um were put as a burden heavily on foreign countries and the citizenship of newborns, birthright,
Right.
that birthright citizenship in America. But I am not I feel like it's being used as a blinder away from what really away a blinder from what really insidious nature that Trump had in mind.
I,
Cheeto,
I
Cheeto
think like
chief. Trump had in mind when he actually wanted to put this, wanted to update and change this, right?
but
And the SCOTUS
I
knocked
think
it.
that I think that got struck down, right? But here's the other thing that's inside of the 14th Amendment under
Right.
Section 2.
Yeah.
Representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their respective numbers,
Mm-hmm.
counting the whole numbers of person in each state, excluding Indians who are not taxed. But when the right to vote at any election for the choice of electors for president and vice president of the United States, representatives in Congress, the executive and judicial officers of a state, or
Mm-hmm.
the members of the legislature thereof is denied to any of the male inhabitants of such state, being 21 years of age and citizens of the United States are in any way abridged except for participation in rebellion or other crime, the basis of representation therein shall be reduced in proportion to the number of such male citizens shall bear to the whole number of male citizens 21 years of age in each state.
But here's my thing: is like, first of all, the Supreme Court, like, we know they upheld birthright citizenship. There was a vote of like 6-3, but why wasn't it the vote 9? Why wasn't it 9-9? There's no 9-0. There's just 9,
And
because
that's what we
their
gotta.
job is to uphold the Constitution. Their job is to, when I see Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito and Neil Gorsuch vote against this, I'm like, we need to get very serious about putting the next leadership lineage into the Supreme Court. And I think we need to, we're going to have to really hyper focus on a lot of these courts, a lot of these judge appointments in Texas, specifically even our Texas Supreme Court, even our appellate court. But go ahead. That's my 2 cents.
Look, we better get serious real fast.
Real fast.
We better get serious real fast. It's a lot of shenanigans.
Like yesterday. Get serious like yesterday. um, about candidates that are going to be able to go testify, go in front of the Supreme Court, push back on things that is important to us in the state of Texas. They want to act like the state of Texas is this bubble of allegiance, but what they don't want to a lot of people to see in our bigger counties, whether that's Harris, whether that's Dallas, whether that's San Antonio, or whether that's Austin, we're hella diverse. We not a melting pot. We a mixed salad, girl. Just put all some arugula. You got the romaine iceberg over here. We just a whole bunch of stuff.
Listen, I'm I'm doing my best not to get frustrated. I'm doing my best not to
This is
get
fun. We have
frustrated
to
with
so they can
because
understand.
because I'm doing my best not to get frustrated with people that look like us.
Mm.
I'm doing my best because some of us get it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us get it. And
Mm-hmm.
some of us are not getting it. And some of
Okay.
us, I don't know how
Thank you.
long I don't know how long it's been since you entered politics, but for me, I didn't come into Texas politics until 2019.
Right.
That was when the 19 Black women was running. That was when Beto was running. Like that was when a lot of changes was the door to change was opened.
Well, it was being kicked down because for a long time, the old patriarchal good old boy club in the state of Texas was like, we ain't appointing no district, federal, appellate. It was a gridlock on all of that to the top. Everything. It was gridlock shut down. I remember back in 2012. I remember when the fight really started in 2008. I remember when they laughed in minority judges' faces like, you'll never sit on this. You'll never be able to get in these courts and take over these courts. Because they didn't look at the bigger picture of what Texas really is.
But
They
that's
thought
why we
Texas is this
but
small.
that's why we find ourselves where we at right now.
That's it.
Because of those changes that started to happen. And that's what
Hmm.
have me suspect. That's what got me looking at these black folks that look like us. That's what got me looking at them like suspects. Like it took so much to get
Yeah.
here in a
Yeah.
short time. Like we were being the ancestors. We was being the ancestors. We were busting down doors.
We was like, try us. As soon as listen, and it's not like there wasn't precedent set in the way before Barack Obama, uh, President Barack Obama got in office, but it gave us the hope, right? Obama ran on hope. He ran on the possibilities of yes instead of no. Yes, we can. I think that was even his slogan, right?
The slogan
So
was, "Si se puede."
you se puede, si se puede. Oh, okay. So like, I feel like that's when in 2008 and 2009 is when these judges came up with a plan and they said, y'all know what, we can actually roll out a plan to make sure we're in these trial courts, to make sure we're in these federal courts, to make sure we're in these appellate courts, to make sure we're changing the Texas Supreme Court. And baby, when I tell you, the gloves been off ever since.
They've been off ever since,
Ever
except our
since.
gloves still on.
Now listen,
Our gloves still on. Like we matter of fact, I feel like some of us then got to the point to where we actually got so we want to take a step back. Like I feel like so many of us have lost focus.
people tired of fighting.
But you
And I
cannot
can't I
get
can't
tired of
get mad. Well,
but
hold
we can't get tired of fighting. That's the same thing that like the people that's oppressing that want to oppress us, they're not getting tired of fighting. They
no, I
never get
think
tired of
I
fighting.
don't think they have to fight. Let me say my opinion on
Oh
this.
no, they fighting.
I think they have to exist in the systems that they have created, right? I think when I say fight, I mean I mean, like, why is it always an uphill battle, especially in the Democratic Party? Because I'm um uh, uh, that is the party that I am a part of. So I feel like it's always an uphill battle in making sure that we can actually um we can we that- how do I say this? In making sure that we actually bring these new energy, I guess you could say progressive energy, this new form of democracy energy. But in my opinion, in the one of the biggest states in the United States of America, there is a lot of people teeter-tottering at the top of these establishments, at the top of these parties. They're teeter-tottering on a line they don't want to cross, a
My
line they
thing,
don't want to like. And I feel like that creates a block and that makes it harder for us to move forward sometimes
my
because of this.
my thing is less about the parties, right? Because we streaming on a nonpartisan platform, right? My
Yeah.
thing is less about the parties because it's more about the individual mindset and the collective individual mindsets,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like when we look at what is in the best interest of our community,
Mm-hmm.
that's when we start being able to vote accordingly to the best interest of our community, right?
Absolutely.
When we start talking about party lines, right? It it turned a lot of us off to talk about party lines. It really do. Like the first thing that I hear when I hear somebody talking about party lines, the first thing that somebody say is, "Well, neither party is good, or both party got racist people in it, or both parties do this, or both parties do that, or both parties cater to the billionaires. Both neither party really care about the working class, right?" We know that both parties got issues. I'm sick and tired of talking about the issues in these parties. I want to talk about what is it going to take for black people to be able to get the things that black people need to get in order to thrive in this country. That's what I want to talk about.
Well, I would say this. I think there's a opportunity for both conversations because, as we know, Streamyard, we love y'all. We love Streamyard. Okay, and we know this is a nonpartisan app. However, people talk about party lines all the time on this app. I just want to
No,
say,
no, 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 no. When I say platform, I mean the YouTube that we going live from.
oh, okay. So it's like for me, I think there's a conversation that needs to be had on both fronts, right? And yes, you're going to initially need to understand the issues of your community. That community starts in your zip code. That community starts in your house. Actually, that community starts in your household. Then it feeds out to your school, the school you go to, the job you go to work at, the community parts of the community you tap into. So absolutely, we have to
If
start.
you have a job to go to, because
You have that to go to, but I'm talking about like just
black unemployment rate is at the highest that it's ever been.
right. And trust me, as a African American woman in America under this Cheeto and thief, let me be very clear. I am a part of the 300,000 black women that have been affected by Trump's egregious attack on government jobs, but also women led jobs, also black women led jobs, also minority led jobs, like and careers. Let's be very clear. Like a lot of these people have lost their 401k, their IRAs, their ability, their livelihood. I'm just grateful that I am able to have a private and a bit of a public dynamic, right? So I still think like Yes, we can talk about the issues of the community, the issues that Black people are going through right now, but because there is such a large chunk of African Americans that talk through those issues or have been trained, indoctrinated to talk through their political problems on party lines, I think we just have to be we just have to be understanding on both. Like just like we know that 83 to 87% of African American women in this country identify with have a super Christian religious identity, right? So sometimes you have to meet people where they are. Sometimes I have to talk to people, meet them where they are. That's how I even got into politics. When I when I had my first, I helped a Black woman who was in the Obama era, who was trying to switch over a lot of these district courts and federal courts. And her name is Judge Elizabeth Frizzell. And for Judge Elizabeth Frizzell, she was running for district attorney when nobody in Dallas, when district attorney was gridlocked, and you had to go through the unfortunate Republican pipeline, or you had to be knighted by one of the Dixiecrats, one of those Republican Democrat line walk, whatever you want to call it, uh, fence straddlers, right? So that is the first time I actually saw like how much harder Black women had to fight to get in these judge capacities or use their judge capacity, their decades worth of attorney experience and judge to go out for seats like the district attorney seat, which is one of the largest criminal justice seats in any county. They have more autonomy over the criminal justice system than the damn president of the United States in their cities, right? So just to see her battle against both sides, not to see her battle against patriarchy, to see her battle against white privilege, it was a lot. And it really changed the way I look at all of this. It changed the way I looked at all of it and just let me know that everything is political. It showed me in that moment, my first in March 2018, it showed me that everything I do is political from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. And I attribute Black women to opening my eyes to the process and how to win with Black women. But keep going.
I'm happy that you said that because our topic today,
Hmm.
and we 24 minutes in, is when you win with us,
Yeah.
right? Because the slogan that I'm hearing, even from someone who I used to consider as a mentor,
Hmm.
and without us, right?
Wait, what? You heard what?
One of my mentors,
Hmm.
his whole hashtag
Okay.
is to win without us.
Huh.
I disagree with that win without, like, I can remember a time in my career in politics where I actually was like, okay, maybe win without us, right? But that was when I was real young. And
Hmm.
now I really understand how when people win without you, your agenda definitely is not talked about, is not fought for, is not none of that. So
So
I
what was it?
like
What is the purpose of saying win without us? Give me the strategy behind
so
that
here's
line.
here's the strategy behind it. You get mad at a there's a contested primary.
Okay.
The candidate that you back is not the one that wins.
Mm.
So you get upset, and because your candidate win, you say, you know what, I'm mad, win without me.
That's the strategy.
That's a strategy. Because ultimately the whole thing is since my candidate didn't win, then I don't want you to win.
See, for me, that's not a strategy. For me, that is uh, it's reckless. I'm just
It's
saying
very
it
reckless.
is.
It's
It
very
is
reckless.
it's reckless for those that have been appointed and have been advocates or any electeds or any commissioner, anybody in local government or even statewide government, federal even, if you are behaving, it's if you're behaving like a child, right? It's very infantile to say because I didn't get my person, I am holding my vote.
Yeah,
That
but that's exact. But I mean, it is infantile, but it is what's
it's where we
happening,
are. It's where
right?
we are.
And it's not
And why
only,
are we here?
and it's not only in one specific race. Like it's happening every election year across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Every election year, what do you which election are you specifically talking about? The Texas Senate seat?
so right now I'm talking about the Texas Tennessee, but
Okay.
shoot, I can go on and on and on about races where this happened. It's
Right.
not just like it's not just in the Texas Senate race,
Mm-hmm.
right? This happens from the bottom of the ticket to the top of the ticket. If it's the lack of strategy. It's the putting your emotions and your feelings in the way of what is good for the entire community. But
And
yeah, right now where
that's
we at, like right now, like for it just here locally, I could tell you a few candidates that I wish would not win, right?
it still
But
doesn't mean that you can't, that you have to step aside of the process. You still have to be getting involved, and you still have to get people involved and get people excited to go vote, because that privilege can be taken away at any time. We see the president we have, that
and
privilege taken away overnight.
that's what we're when we say win without us, that's what we're saying. We're saying, you know what? I'm so pissed that I don't want to be a part of this process. I don't want my agenda to be a part of this process. I don't want my community agenda to be a part of this process. Leave us alone and win without us. And leave our platform off your table. That's what I get when I hear somebody say win without me. Like, you know what?
I can't.
I don't even want you to deal with my platform. I don't even want you to deal with my issues. I don't even want you to deal with my situation. I don't want you to come and ask me for my vote. I don't want you to come into my community and ask me for my vote.
But
But the reason why I'm gonna go back to what you
I
say,
want to comment on it. I want to talk about what you should do, but I don't want to do nothing but talk. This all I hear when people say stuff like that. This is all I hear. I don't care what platform it's coming from. I don't
let's
care.
play this. Let's play this video. Let's play this video.
Okay. Because baby, you done had me about to lose my cool and
Let's
fall
play
out my.
this video.
And here we go again. Back to party politics. Why are we here? You gotta figure that out first. What do you want? What do you want? It's crazy. Now what are we about to
Okay,
watch?
now stop. Okay, now hold it. I'm gonna pause this because here's the thing. Right now, you have people who are saying like James Tallarico need to come out and tell his base that they need to leave Jasmine alone and they need to stop saying that Jasmine did not support him and did not do this and do not do that, right? This is what I've been hearing since the primary election ended,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what we hear here is Tallarico doing just that. This is Tallarico doing just that. He said, I want to push back on any conversation that Jasmine is not supporting. She came out and said she endorsed the entire Democrat ticket. That includes me. Now, keep going.
Same team. When you playing ball, when you playing same team. We don't need to be wrestling over the ball. Same team. And this is why
Then
I said politics, party lines. We're at the end of the day, James as a House Ledge, Jasmine as a Congresswoman, y'all are both Democratic representatives. And some voters, I'm aware some voters, Black women in particular, and I am a Black woman. I've been a Black woman all my life, y'all. All my life, right? And I understand that Black women are feeling that they can't be feeling that James Tallarico don't hear them. They have to be feeling that the Democratic Party is not listening. Okay, and the Democratic candidates, they're saying that the Democratic Party wants Black women labor, but they don't want Black woman leadership. And I think they're sinking their claws into the 92% going on an epic rest after.
But listen, but listen. Here is my pushback on that, right? And this is why I say, like, we're always running on emotions. Like, as a community, as a people, we are always running on emotions, and we are rarely running on strategy, right? Because 9 months, like a month before Tallarico even got in the race, people was talking about who should run for the Senate seat on both party lines, right? Who should run? And on the Democrat seat, right? It came out early on based on everybody that was a Democrat holding a House seat or a state Senate seat.
Mm-hmm.
That James Tallarico was the one who could actually reach a broad base of Texas voters, right?
And showed in the data what
It showed in the data. It wasn't so. I want to push back because even on the Republican side, it showed their data showed that if they wanted to lean more MAGA, then their person was Ken Paxton. If they wanted to lean more conservative, then their person was John Cornyn.
And we
So
see what the president decided on that.
right. Well, I mean, I think that race was decided before Trump even got involved in it.
Before
Right. I
he
think
endorsed.
it was already decided
Yeah.
because they were looking at the numbers. Because like at the end of the day, what we can see is your normal everyday Republicans who main fight was abortions, LGBTQ, transgender, da 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 da. Right, their fight based on their spiritual belief, right, was not the ones that wanted to uproot the Constitution. You got MAGA Republicans who whole thing is uprooting the Constitution. But my thing with the Democrat Party is I want to push back on the idea that it was a rejection of Jasmine Crockett and it was more of a strategy for who can feel these who can turn out and vote. Like Beto lost, right?
Right.
MJ lost.
What and
Colin
Rodney.
Allred lost,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you look at the data of why they lost, it had nothing to do with their skin complexion. I mean, well, it had something to do with their skin. It had a lot to do with their skin complexion.
Let's talk about it.
But not with Beto and not with MJ, because Beto and MJ have the same skin complexion as James Tallarico. The
And
only one who had a different.
I don't understand how that 2020 primary boiled down to one figurehead, one political figurehead telling an entire Texas voting base to stay home. That is I'm going to just say it for what it is. That's the most childish
But I
advice you could give
but I don't
somebody.
wanna but I don't wanna go there. I wanna stick to where we at in 2026. I
But
wanna stick
listen,
to where we at in 2026, and I wanna
but
push back on
we've
the
seen this
idea.
before though. But we've seen this same story. The
Right, I
movie,
know we seen it before. I know we seen it before, but I specifically want to push back on the notion that a black woman was rejected. Right, I want to push back on that notion because it wasn't a black woman. Jasmine could have been
but
white,
the numbers
but
show that she
Jasmine,
wasn't rejected.
Jasmine could, well, the number do show because Jasmine performed very well. She performed very well in
It
the
shows that she
primary.
wasn't rejected because how
She
many people got out
received,
their house to vote for her?
she received, um, she received almost a healthy percentage of white votes, especially white women, but she performed well with white men too.
Mhm.
She performed well with the Latinx community.
Mhm.
She performed well with the AAPI community.
Mhm.
And she performed overly well with the black community. Now
Mhm.
let's look at Tallarico when we talk about who was rejected based on their ethnicity, right?
Mhm.
Because Tallarico did well with the white community. Tallarico did well with the Latinx community.
Latinx community. He didn't
Tallarico
do
did well.
bad. He didn't do overall bad with the black community.
No, he did do terrible with the black community because he won 9% of the black votes
In where? You talking about Harris or
in
overall?
Texas, in the state of Texas. He won in Fort Bend County. He lost Fort Bend County by 30 by he lost he had 30% of the votes in Fort Bend County
Mhm.
in the primary.
Mhm.
Tallarico was rejected. Like if we're just gonna be real about it, Tallarico was rejected because he was a white man that ran against a black woman.
Well, then I think by based on what you're saying that Jasmine should know beyond a shadow of a doubt she wasn't rejected.
She was not rejected based on the color of her skin.
She was not rejected
She
based on
was
the color
not
of her skin.
rejected because she
She
was a
was rejected
woman.
based on her ground game, based on
That's
the way
it.
that her campaign organized and structured her statewide attack and strategy.
Because it was her, in my opinion, Jasmine's strategy was solely on we're just going to increase the black votes, and that is what's going to get me over the hill. And we're going to be able to tell the TDP and the Republican Party, the GOP, we're going to be able to tell them, look at black voters. Y'all need to put our platform up there because we matter. Because we
See,
matter.
my thing is that I feel like, look, I have my history with Jasmine. She can say what she want to say, but at the end of the day, you have to match the time that you're in. I feel like when you ran initially, you had a specific type of team and a strategy. As you matriculated into higher offices, you first were in HD 100, then you went into Congress, then you wanted to go out for Senate. Jazzy, you got to change your strategy based on the time that you're in. Okay, we have a surplus of Gen Xers and Gen Alphas that are getting involved in the process. You got the millennial, which we're the staple voters. You still have the concrete, the you have the what do you call that? The baby boomers that they're going to consistently vote based on, you know, religious and
My
identity
all
differences.
my
But at
whole
the end of
point.
the day, it you can't have the same strategy for where for the growth
I
you had
I
years
think that
ago trying to make it work.
the only thing that I'm gonna say that I think did not work with Jasmine campaign, right, is I think that she came out too late. I think that the hope was that the black community would put her over the top and win the primary.
If
And
I
I think
recall,
that wait, and I think that that right there in itself was not the best strategy. I also think that a lot of times when I saw, and I don't want this podcast to be about Jasmine. I don't, right? I agree with Jasmine fans, Jasmine voters when they say Jasmine is no longer in this race. And so I'm not bringing this up because of Jasmine. I'm bringing this up because of what Jasmine voters are saying right now when they say that she was rejected by Texas. And I
listen,
want to push back on that, that it was not that. The only thing that I want to do here is push back on that. Jasmine was not rejected because she was a black woman. I just want to be like, in my opinion, Jasmine lost the campaign because it was not a well thought out campaign. I don't know who her consultant was. I don't know who her campaign manager was. I don't know who her strategist was,
the same
but it
people,
just to
the
me,
same people.
but
I'm
to me,
afraid
it
the
just
same people.
did not seem like she had the power forces on her campaign team. And I feel like that is what caused Jasmine to not win the race. Was that she didn't have there's this chick named Tara Taylor, and I watch her on social media, and one thing that she's always asking is, what does it take to win a campaign? Is it the candidate? Is it the what is it the money? Is it this? Is it this? And she always say it's not the candidate,
It's all
it's
of it.
not the money, it's the entire campaign structure. And so my thing that I just want to push back on before we finish playing this video is she just did not have the campaign structure to win that particular race. But let's finish seeing what this lady what this video is about.
Now, who is on this video? Are you able to get it up?
It's playing.
I can't see it.
It's playing.
And so I just want to make sure that the responsibilities that
Can you hear that?
Okay, so now hold up. He just get through saying, like, the issue is Ken Paxton has a history of doing all of this against the black community, which he does. He does have a history of doing all of this against the black community. And what I'm saying,
Baby, I'm not gonna lie to you. Can I stop you real quick? Baby, I couldn't hear none of that. See none of that. So I don't.
well, it's playing. It's. Hey, I'm watching the YouTube. I'm watching the YouTube channel, and it's playing on the YouTube channel.
Is it okay? Because I didn't see none of that. Maybe I just need to watch the YouTube.
Yeah, go to the YouTube channel and watch the YouTube channel because
It's playing on there.
it's playing.
Okay, because I
And
can't see it at all. Okay, can you just go over who is in the video? Because
yeah, so in this video, there is a black content creator. Um, I don't know if it's Instagram or Facebook. I found the video on Facebook, right? It just came across my feed, okay? And um, in this video, right, she takes the clip of James Tallarico being interviewed at a radio station here in Fort Bend. He is asked by the host, right, what does it take to unite the Democrat Party? People are saying that Jasmine is against you. He pushes back on that. He says, I want to push back on the notion that Jasmine is against me. Then he go in to say it's hard. Like it would be very hard for me to come out the very next day and endorse a race that I lost in. But she did it, and I would have to do it because that's the right thing to do. Because Ken Paxton has a history of going against the black community and voting against the black community and doing things against the black community. Now he's starting to address the black community. So within the first 1 minute, what James Tallarico did was address several issues that he has been hearing from the black community. The first one being stop talking about Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine is not in this race. She don't have to win this race for you, right? So he says, okay, I get it. Fine, right? Like she doesn't have to win this race for me. Also, the other one was Jasmine did come out and endorse you. She endorsed the entire party. He came out and said that Jasmine endorsed the entire party, and I'm grateful to have her endorsement. In the first minute and a half of this video, right, James Tallarico is doing everything and saying everything that the people who are against his campaign telling him that he should do, right? But I wanna go back and finish playing the video because I wanna show how at this point, it does not seem like the issue is with James Tallarico being willing and able to come into black community to support black communities or to heal black communities. It's something else. And so I'm fixing to finish playing so that we can hear what the lady has to say.
I absolutely agree. We need to shut down that rhetoric because it's just been.
See, so listen, she say, I know you want to apologize. So I'm going to say it myself, shut the F up. It's not about, so at the end of the day, it's not about him doing the right thing, him being willing to do the right thing, him being willing to come in the community, him being willing to talk about the issues in the black community. It's not about that. That is not what people are upset about. When they say win without us, they are specifically saying, you know what? I don't want you to win because my candidate did not win.
Yeah, and that rhetoric is not going to get us anywhere if we don't understand that the opposition is seething at the mouth when we can't get our shit together. Oops, I said that on YouTube, but they are extremely happy when we can't get our stuff together. We have to make sure that we are united on a united front if we want to hold on to any of the most important things we need in life right now. and this is an economic takedown that we're going through. This is an educational erasure. Educational and history erasure is happening to us right now. Rights are being attacked on every front, and that is our most basic right, the right to vote. So if we don't understand that the opposition is looking at this and saying, what can we do to make sure that this man does not get in this Senate seat based on the contention, the faux, I'm gonna say it, faux betrayal. It's faux. FAUX. It's faux betrayal. There is no betrayal of the of James Tallarico to Jasmine or even his supporters. Because I'm a James Tallarico supporter.
Well, now I'm gonna push back. I'm gonna push back on that, and I'm gonna say that I have come across some of James Tallarico supporters who are entitled. They really are. They are entitled, and they are saying things that they should not be saying. Right? They're saying things that they should not be saying, and it is given. The reason why he came out and did this is because he know that he need to pull them in. He know he need to get a hand. He need to get a control over them. It's not that much longer to go before the election is had. He's polling better than anybody. Like, he's polling better than any other Democrat that has ran for this seat, right? In the state of Texas.
I would ask, what is the need to push back on supporters? Like, I understand that we are not digesting the fact that supporters should just be supporters and they shouldn't speak out on their candidate.
It's not saying that supporters should not speak out.
I disagree that they shouldn't speak out.
It's not saying. I'm not saying that supporters should not speak out. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the same thing that I'm saying to the Jasmine Crockett supporters that are saying win without me, win without us, is the same thing that I'm saying to James Tallarico supporters who are saying you negative things because they are saying when I'm saying stop being negative altogether. I'm saying that to both sides. I'm saying look at the bigger picture, right? Because you got Republicans that have come out and endorsed James Tallarico because they are looking at the bigger picture of saving democracy.
You got the independents that have come out strong in support of James Tallarico too, and
because it's not about anything other than saving democracy.
Yeah,
it's not about the lesser of the two evils. Like I have seen races where it was actually about the lesser of the two evils. This is not one of those races where there is a lesser of the two evil. Because you don't have two evil people in this race. You have one candidate in this race that have shown that he will go against anything that is constitutional values. You got one person in this race that have shown as an attorney general that he will fight against even the Texas Constitution.
Yeah, he's evil. I'm sorry. That is
like you've seen
one evil in this race.
Right. And then you have seen James Tallarico. You can people that say, well, I don't know James Tallarico. You might not there are several videos on YouTube, James Tallarico on the state floor fighting for bipartisan issues.
Education too.
But education is a bipartisan issue.
Mm-hmm.
Healthcare is a bipartisan issue.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen him on the floor fighting for this. And my thing that I'm saying right now is focus on democracy. Everything else that both supporters, James Tallarico supporters and Jasmine supporters that are not focused on democracy is causing harm. to our country and to our state.
And I don't like. I would have to say that is true. One, you're not going to be able to stop the bleed by continuously putting out dangerous rhetoric. Let me tell you what dangerous rhetoric is. Dangerous rhetoric is what Obama's ex publicist put out today. There was no need for that dangerous rhetoric. There was no need to yet yank on the betrayal strings of Jasmine supporters and say, well, maybe Black women are going to stay home. What is the need for this dangerous rhetoric? Whose agenda are we pushing? Because it consistently feels like me daily that somebody on the other side is pulling some strings within our construct. And what I mean by within our construct, our democratic construct. There is no reason for Obama's ex-publicist to get out there and say that James Tallarico might not win the race because of Black women voters. Who does that? And I wholeheartedly
That's that whole win without us strategy.
but
Now my question to the person that you're talking about would simply be, what is the benefit of Black women staying at home? Like, what is the benefit of Ken Paxton being elected to Black women? What is the benefit? And that is all I want to know. I want Black women to tell me, how does Ken Paxton winning this race benefits us as a community?
And that's all I want to know too. But for me, and her name is Ashley Etayan. Her name is Ashley Etayan, and she went from publicist, strategist, consultant for Barack Obama. And for you to get out here and paint this same rhetoric right after James is really showing that he can go into these larger cities, these larger voting blocks, these larger communities, and have very great conversations. When he came to Dallas this week on, it was either, when did he come to Dallas? He came to Dallas on Sunday, and he had an event at the largest restaurant in Oak Cliff, and one of the largest old school restaurants, which is Luby's. And it ain't all of the Luby's left. So he came, he had a town hall, he spoke about some amazing things, his agenda, what he wants to do. And it was specifically catered to Black America. It was specifically catered to the Black population of Texas. And he actually, like, we had Representative Tony Rose there. We had we had DeSoto city leadership there, Duncanville city leadership there, Dallas city leadership there. Everybody was asking tough questions, and he deserves tough questions. But the fact that he answered them with respect, tolerance, love, hope, and the request to ask our people to be supportive of this campaign, because it's one of the largest campaigns that we have seen in recent history that could flip a stronghold red state, right?
And I hear a lot of people saying that this would flip, James Tallarico winning this race will flip this, it will flip the seat blue, right? I push back on that as well. Isn't it that James Tallarico might be he is a Democrat, and a Democrat is blue, but this seat will not be voted solely on Democrat voters. This seat is seeing independent and crossover Republicans voting, which means that this seat flips purple.
And who is somebody that we saw did a lot of purple flips in his candidacy that won Republican stronghold counties and sectors that we never would thought?
Well, in Georgia,
Obama,
yes,
Obama.
And also, but in Georgia,
them red states.
No, Obama did flip red seats, but in Georgia, you saw Reverend Warnock do it. You saw Reverend Warnock do it, right? Like people that campaigned and walked and knocked on Republican doors for Reverend Warnock saw Republicans willing to vote for Reverend Warnock solely because they wanted to protect the Georgia Constitution.
That's it. That's
It
it.
was solely
That's
because they wanted to protect, because you have people who actually vote on democracy. Like,
right.
yes, when democracy is safe, they vote along their spiritual lines. When democracy is safe, they vote along their spiritual lines. When democracy is at risk, they vote on the line of democracy.
And this is why I don't understand why people think having this same damn cyclical conversation back to back, back to back. I am so tired of the conversation that Black women will feel betrayed. Let me tell you something. As a Black woman, if we come up with a plan for us, let me tell, when I went to the Dallas Democratic Convention this year, and I went into the committee to present um, not an ordinance, but I can't think of the um, to present a way that the 92% can feel heard. And I think it's called, let me say what committee it was on. I'm a real quick. Real quick. Hold on. Her name is, when I went to present at the Dallas Democratic Convention, and I specifically asked, hey, how do we go and we write a I said, how do we go and write, I'm looking up what is this? How do we write a resolution for the 92%? Because when I sat at the table with four 20 year, 2 decades plus chairs. So I had a conversation with 4 precinct chairs. I had a conversation with 2 election judges. I had a conversation with multiple Black women elders at the Dallas Democratic Party convention. And I asked the same question to everybody because I made it a point to go sit down with the 92% that I saw at the Dallas Democratic Convention. And I said, you know what? I'm finna go ask my sisters, what do they want? What can they see? What plan do they want to be a part of? Because if we don't have a plan and a resolve, that's why I volunteered to create a 92%, the 92 resolution, a resolution for the 92, right? And I said, what do you all want? What can we come together and do? This is going to take power with us understanding what we want. We can't tell other people, you should know what we want. That's why I can't take a lot of this rhetoric of these people getting online, these paid spokespeople.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I am sick and tired of white people deciding what Black people need. I don't want James Tallarico to tell me what I need.
That's it.
I don't want Ken Paxton to tell me what I need. I want to go to them and tell them, this is what I want you to do. And this is how I expect you to get it done. Because I have seen what has been happening in our past history as a state, and we can't keep doing the same thing
and expecting different results. If we want to win with us, we have us.
Right. So I don't want, like, when I hear people saying, when I hear people saying, okay, James Tallarico, what you gonna do for us? I don't want to hear James Tallarico tell me that. I want to hear, okay, James Talarico, this is what we want you to do.
And
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. Like the question that I do want to hear is, where do you stand on SB 40? I do want to hear James Talarico say, where do you answer that question, or where do he stand on SB 40? But
right,
I know what he gonna say.
right,
He's already come out and said that he supported reparations, right?
right.
So my question to him would be, now you might support reparations, but how do you get others? How do
That's it.
you get crossovers? How do you get independents?
That's it.
Right? How do you get peers in the Senate, in the US Senate, to support SB 40, which is something that has not been happening?
Right. You have to be able to have those tough conversations, but also allow somebody to come and have the conversation with you about your plan. You
Exactly.
gotta have a resolution.
Girl, listen, these same individuals the same individuals that I'm seeing that's saying, what are you gonna do for us, when it was between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, these same people took both Donald Trump, a black agenda, and took Joe Biden, a black agenda.
Girl, if I see one more, let me tell you something. Sis, this is why I be having to stay away from a lot of this news and this rhetoric, because we can't validate our concerns of somebody not being concerned about us if that validation doesn't have a plan for our concerns. We can't say somebody doesn't care or we feel betrayed because y'all don't want us in leadership. I have in listen, when I got into politics, that's all I knew was black women in leadership. I am not saying that we are not under attack. I'm a part of that attack that's being spewed down on black women right now. But
Girl,
to say,
I ran for a particular seat where I put my hat in for a particular seat. And it was black women that reached out to me and told me to stand down for a black man.
and what do you think? That is exactly what I saw when I was on my first campaign. I'm talking about political campaign. Now I've been doing advocacy for a long time, civil rights and environmental justice and wrongful convictions. But I've been doing anti-police brutality and all that other kind of stuff, accountability work for a long time before I got into where I played a part in electing and trying to get a black woman elected to the district attorney office. It was black men that came to Judge Frizzell and said, maybe it's not your time.
Yeah, but I
Maybe.
get that part. But what I'm saying is, it was the same black women, like some of the same black women right now in
Mm-hmm.
the county that I live in, that's saying a black woman was rejected.
Mm.
Are
Okay.
the
That sounds
same
the same. That
these
sounds
are
the
the
same right now. That sounds the
these
same.
are the same black women that, when I stood up to run for a particular seat, told me to stand down for a black man.
Well, this is not abnormal. I am that absolutely makes me sad that you had to listen to that rhetoric from that from women that are just like you. Um, but I really want to speak to the facts. Let me speak to the facts of what we heard at the James Talarico Southern Black Dallas Town Hall. Fact number one. Talarico pledged $25 million to mobilize black voters
Hmm.
in the upcoming midterm election. That's fact number one. Just that one, right? So when you're saying he needs to hire more of this, he needs to care about African American women more. He needs this uphill battle of mobilizing African American voters because the betrayal that you feel or you not feeling heard. He is telling you, I have a plan for you. And I'm not saying I'm giving you, I'm telling you how much money I'm pouring into
So
just you.
he not saying that he have a plan. What he's saying is I have
No, he
money.
talked
No,
about a
what
plan
he's
to
saying is
mobilize.
what
Now,
he's
wait,
saying
I was
is
there. I was there. So let me be very clear. He has a plan to mobilize. Yes, he does.
but okay, so tell me, what did he say that plan was?
He said, I am going to make sure that we get into the precincts that have not been normally touched. He said that he's going to come into the communities
So
that
that's
go ahead.
so to me, that is not laying out a specific plan. To me, what that is saying is bring me your plan because I got the money.
Well, I mean, he not look one. Let's be very clear.
Because I keep telling you,
James
my whole thing that
Talarico
I
has
keep
been on
saying
the
is
ground.
my thing that I keep saying is I don't want a white man telling me what to do. I want a white man listening to me tell him how we can get it done and investing in it. And
Well,
I think that that's what a lot of
that's a semantic
black,
nuance, though, sis. That's a semantic nuance. That's
it
saying
is a
I
semantic
don't
new.
want him. I don't want him to do it the way he want. I want him to do it my way. Okay. Well, I'm talking about the way that he has come into Dallas and said and listened to black leaders. Now, this is something that James Talarico started doing 6 months ago in Dallas, right?
I thought it was
We,
8 months ago.
we've been I'm gonna say the first time that I interacted with James Talarico in Dallas, I'm talking about my interactions.
Okay.
Does that mean that our electeds hadn't already had a sit down with him? No, everybody had talked to him in their own respect. I'm talking about from an advocacy, a community organizer, a coalition builder perspective. This is when I came on board because he came to my Black Freedmen's town and he
Right.
came to my community that has been shut out and sucked dry, literally, because they have no water. Sucked dry because they have no running water and no access to resources in the city of Dallas, right? They have been starved from financial access. So when I saw him come to Sand Branch, Texas, and visit a Black Freedmen's Town community who was settled by 12 Louisiana Black Freedmen's, don't you be jumping at whoever that is. We saw your face.
Girl,
It was like,
that's Simba. That's Simba over here.
but that is what changed me because let me tell you something. My biggest thing is that when people James Talarico did not know how he was going to be greeted by those black people when he came into Sand Branch. They could have told him to get out. They could have told him, "Why are you here?" They could have been like, "We don't work with this leadership time and time again. They make promises to us and they don't do nothing." He went in there, and let me tell you what he did when he stepped into that meeting in Sand Branch. He shut up. He didn't.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's
Shut
the
up.
part
I'm gonna
that
say, what do y'all want?
that's the part that I'm talking about. What black people what I have seen black people say is you can't win without investing in the black and earning the black votes.
Right.
What
Right.
I hear you say James Talarico came to Dallas and did was say, I am willing to invest in winning the black vote.
And who? Okay, tell me the last time somebody came to your community and said, "I am bringing multi millions with me to mobilize."
Never,
And
never, not even Beto. Definitely, definitely not a single Republican.
I'm gonna do you one better because last time I checked, I ain't never heard Royce West even tell us how much he's gonna pour into making sure we all get out the house and come vote. I've never seen it. So
Okay, now I'm gonna be honest. I have so that I'm not gonna talk about Dallas, but I'm gonna just say here in Fort Bend County, our state rep Ron Reynolds is always talking about how he can bring some money to help mobilize the black votes.
I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah, our state rep is always
I wish we had that liberty
about
and
that business.
So the concerns you have for Tallarico, the questions you have for Tallarico, the ideas you have for Tallarico has been asking for them and moving on them and strategizing around them as long as you know what you want. I'm not dealing with no more rhetoric that's not bringing a plan forward. Bring me your plan. What
That's
is
it. That's all that right there is what we can really end this segment on, because that was it right there. I got the money. I'm ready to give you the money. Bring me your plans. So all of this win without us because you're not investing in us.
right?
He killed that. He murdered that because he said, "Hey, you said bring you the money, and here I am to bring you the money. Now what? You said for me to stop making this about Jasmine Crockett and to talk to my supporters and tell them stop making it about Jasmine Crockett. I'm doing that. I stood up and I said that. You said for me to come to your community and talk to you and listen to what you have to say in your community. I'm here in your community.
Hey.
So at this point, my question to my community is, what plans do you want implemented? How much money do you want? What really do you want going forward? Because you finally got somebody here that's saying, hey, here go the green. What's your plan? I'm listening. I am not going to take you for granted. You finally have a candidate that's also talking to the other side, to the other party, the disgruntled one, saying, I know you care about democracy. How do you want me to make sure that I save democracy?
Yeah.
You have somebody talking to the LGBTQ community saying, hey, I hear your concerns.
Yeah.
Let's get to addressing how do we do this in an appropriate manner. You have somebody talking to teachers saying, okay, teachers, I hear you are saying you're underpaid. I hear you're saying the pressure is there. What can I do to alleviate the pressure? What kind of policies can I push? Yeah. Because I have shown you that I can mobilize coalitions, not in one particular party, but across party lines. Yeah. I'm showing you that I can do this. I'm showing you that I want to be a U.S. senator for all of us, for Texas. I'm showing you that my allegiance is not to one particular person.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that from Ken Paxton.
Baby, because I always see from Ken Paxton is that I and him being in Iceland with his side chick while his wife at home.
That part, but okay, so to be fair, right? Their relationship, their marriage with his wife is over with. So to be fair, Ken Paxton, wait, no, let me just say,
when she didn't file. She stopped the divorce proceedings. Ooh.
Oh, I see. I didn't know she stopped the divorce, but at the end of the day, like, to be fair, okay, I have filed for divorce, and if I wanted to pop out with somebody else, I don't want nobody telling me that I can't pop out with that person.
She stopped the divorce proceedings, so you got to stop. Bye, Ken. Don't try us in Iceland. Don't try us in Iceland, baby. Don't do it.
At the end of the day, I would argue, don't be in when Texas is falling. Texas is caught on fire. Like when Texas is caught on fire, do not be in Iceland. That is what I will say. Okay.
And I'm gonna end with this. I absolutely can't wait for the day where the 92 can understand that your rightful place is wherever you decide to take it. Take your place. Understand that a plan has to come with you taking your place. And I'm going to be there with you. Like I told anybody that came at me about bringing James Talarico to Sandbridge, I said, baby, if you have a plan, my black girl magic self will be right over there with you when I see your plan. But if you don't have a plan and it's not to bring us together, then I don't want to hear it, because I'm done being divided. Like James said, he said, I'm done being divided. And as one team, we are unstoppable. So I am done being divided. I would love if the 92 understood that. I would love if y'all would let me talk to y'all. I don't care what part of Texas I need to go to
I want to
talk
put.
to.
I want to stop saying the 92. Okay, because
Okay.
it's not all of. It's
Identify
not
as a
all.
92 though.
It's not all of the 92. Like, I'm starting to see a significant number of the 92 that we are in that is saying, how do we save our democracy?
Absolutely. But what I'm saying, core.
So I would say 42%. 42% of the 92.
Girl, listen. I get it. I understand. I mean, I honestly talk to black women day in and day out in the work that I do, so I understand. And all I'm trying to tell you all is that we are unstoppable. There have
Right,
been
we are.
there has been things done that you all asked for specifically, that
Exactly.
we asked for specifically, and it's being brought to the table. So I would.
I want to say, this is what I want to say to the fellow 92, right? Get out our feelings of losing or winning a battle and strategize to win a war.
That's it.
Because we can see what our power does when we strategize to win. And when we strategize to have folks win with us, we see what we can accomplish.
Because we know you got to win with black women. We ain't never not said you can't.
Nobody has ever said that they cannot win without black women. Nobody ever said that.
Nobody.
Well, there was a time, so I'm going to say nobody in recent elections have said, except for Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton, I have not seen Ken Paxton come out and say that he can win with black women. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen it. And my whole thing is when I'm looking at candidates, right? When I'm looking at candidates, I'm looking at who's talking to me specifically. Who is talking to me specifically, and who is talking about me specifically, and what are they saying when they talk about me? Are they calling me ratchet? Are they calling me uneducated?
Like Ken does.
Are they telling me, are they pushing rhetoric that says that I don't deserve to own businesses? Are they saying that I don't deserve to be in certain spaces, and if I am in certain spaces, it's only because I'm a DEI hire? When I look at candidates that I'm thinking about supporting, I'm looking at all of that. I'm not just looking and moving on my emotions or my feelings. Truthfully, I'm not even solely looking at party lines when I'm looking at candidates. I'm looking at who has demonstrated that they are going to push my best interest forward.
Yep.
And I will ask the 92 in this tough moment, to decide who can you win with, and get the agenda passed.
But also, who wants to win with you? And that's
who wants to win with you.
He wants to win with you.
That is all. That's. I'm not gonna tell nobody who they should vote for. I'm not gonna tell nobody who they shouldn't vote for. I'm gonna put the facts out there.
Period. Sprinkle.
With the power that you know you have, how do you responsibly wield that power?
That's it.
Because you can have power and irresponsibly use it and end up losing it. But girl, we are hour and 26 minutes in. We 26 minutes over.
Good. Last
Bye,
time,
y'all.
so we did really good. Thank y'all for hanging with us. Again, it's Auntie, the founder of the Assignment Podcast with 2 E's.
B2E, baby.